I'm recording this on a Saturday night at 3:45 a.m. Technically, it's already Sunday. Can I just say that this is the life of any artist or creator who's trying to balance everything out and develop a good project? Yeah, you sometimes have to sacrifice. Welcome to the Heartbreaker Podcast. You're listening to Lara Blacklock, and this is my solo episode 14. I don't actually talk like that. I don't know why I'm talking like that. I get goofy when I do my episodes in English. It's just weird. So, welcome, guys, to season 2 again of the Heartbreaker Podcast. The season is a little different. I mentioned in my last solo episode that there will be 2 episodes a week now. Tuesdays, I will be posting an episode where I talk about my own life experiences, whatever I'm learning at the moment, advice, you name it, anything at all. And on Sundays, I will be, of course, sharing life stories. And these will be taking turns between English and Spanish. If you haven't listened to my season 1, my very first episode, which is the intro to this podcast, I highly recommend it so you get a little taste of who I am, what this is about, why I got inspired to do this podcast, and you probably will love my very first episode interview with Phyllis. If you have already, then you know already, and you're probably a big fan because you're still listening to me now. And thank you. I appreciate it so much. Today, I want to talk to you guys about a bit of what I'm going through with money. Money, 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 money. Recently, I have lost a job that I was doing, teaching English online, that worked for me for 2 years wonderfully. I had a schedule that sucked because it meant getting up at 5 a.m., but I only worked until 9 a.m. and I had the rest of the day off, and it paid pretty decent, and I got burned out and fed up with it and sick of it, and it sounds so ungrateful of me, especially during a fucking pandemic. I was so guilty for just losing that job. I lost it because of actions of my own, and I won't get into the details. But I saw it as a wake up call, thinking, well, maybe this is a lesson for me to understand, why did I make irresponsible actions that caused me to lose this job? And I realized that it was basically that this was an opportunity for me to really assess how I want to make a living in my life. I'm turning 27 in about a month, and I don't want to be teaching online by the time I'm 30. I'd like to be making money off of my passion, and that sounds pretty ambitious, and I know it is, and I know it's hard, but I really want to do it. And I decided a long time ago, because of how I was raised, that I wasn't going to make any money out of the things I loved. It was going to be too hard. And I made a lot of decisions in terms of university and jobs because of this belief. And I decided this was a limiting belief that I wanted to let go of and delete and start from scratch. So I decided to take certain steps, education steps, that would help me get to where I want to be by the time I'm 30. That means some sort of financial sacrifice because I might not be able to work as much as I was before, but it will mean a future freedom for me. I don't want to really say exactly what my goals are here yet because I don't want to. I might be superstitious and silly of me, but I don't want to jinx it. And I know you will find out for sure, but just it's too fresh right now, and I want to kind of keep it to myself and grow it and construct it and build it, this dream that I have. What I will say is I've had to heal my relationship with money, with the way I want to make money, and really, really, really strip off this belief that I've had for so long. And it's been very challenging, but I do want to share the books that have helped me in these times where I really worry. I worry about, what am I going to do? How am I going to live? I have no income. What the, there's so much uncertainty in the future, and dealing with that at first, and that change is a shock. So the books are Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself by Dr. Joe Dispenza, where he basically gives you the science behind attraction and manifesting things into your life, the neurobiology. This is a doctor, and the metaphysics of it all. But what happens in your body in order to attract the reality that you want? It's a perfect book for times like this. And it's really given me a lot of hope, but mostly a huge logical understanding of how I can change this limiting belief and transform it into the life that I do want. The other book is a little more, which is that I recommend. It's a little more on the spiritual side. It doesn't like explain the science behind things, but it can help you with thinking more about attracting things to your life, and that's called Super Attractor by Gabrielle Bernstein. I did read this like last year, but I keep coming back to what I've learned in that book. And, for me, I like knowing the science behind things and the logical side of things, but I do like connecting it back to the spiritual stuff. So those two books, if you want to know more about attraction, are the best books to read, in my opinion. And they give you a perfect balance. There are a ton of other books, but like, don't just read The Secret, okay? Manifesting things is real. I truly believe in it. It's what helps me get up in the morning and believe and have certainty and have faith and hope that I will be okay, and that money in the end is freedom. That's how I see it, and that's my biggest fear, is not having freedom because I don't have money. And letting go of that fear is what has helped me today. I want to tell you about a couple of experiences I've had with manifesting. Something about when you're trying to manifest something into your life and you're desperate for it and you're trying to attract it and you want it so bad, there is something called like a manic attractor, something like that. It's in that book, Super Attractor by Bernstein. And she says, when you want something so bad, you're attaching to it and you're blocking the energy for it to arrive and for you to receive it into your life, or something along those lines. And I have had that happen. The moment I let go of something I really want and I say, you know what, fuck it, whatever. If I have it, great. If I don't, great, is the moment I get it. And this has happened to me with jobs that I want, where I want them so bad and I just get nothing comes up. And then finally, the moment I sort of surrender and give up is the moment I get a call and get hired for an amazing job. This has happened to me in the past. It's happened to me with meeting the relationships that I want in my life. It's funny. It's like life hands you the things that the moment you've let go and you've surrendered and you're not attaching yourself to them anymore, that's when you receive them. That's been my experience of it, of this at least. And well, it happened just recently, actually last week. I was looking at a diploma that I really want to study, and I thought, well, this is a monthly fee, and right now, as of now, I can't afford it. I have no way of paying that. I don't have a job. But I sort of, in my mind, just said, I'm going to do that diploma because it's going to really help me achieve my goals. I don't know how I'm going to pay for it yet, but I'm going to do that diploma. I don't care about the money yet. And I didn't worry, I didn't stress, I didn't think or plan how am I going to pay for it. I did, I'm always applying for jobs. I'm always looking at, knocking doors, but I decided I got tired of stressing out about money and jobs. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to keep doing what I need to do to find a job, but I'm not going to be stressing all day the way I used to. I've been doing a lot of manifesting meditations and being grateful for what I do have in my life and for the things I don't have in my life, and trying to sort of, I kind of like to call it cheat my brain and my body cells in terms of thinking that I do have income, thinking that I do have a job, but not spending money, but just feeling like I have it. And that's what Dr. Joe Dispenza says in his book. The moment you connect your thought with your feeling in terms of what you want to attract to your life, and you're grateful for it as if it was already done, is the moment you receive. So one day, I got on my Instagram, and a good friend of mine who does a job teaching English and who knew that I didn't have a job, and he knew how unhappy I was with that job anyway. He didn't think to offer me any teaching jobs because of how I was complaining about them. But I started to really understand that this is a tool that I have, that here where I am now in a Spanish speaking country, I can use this as a way of making money, even though it's not my favorite thing in the world. And it's a balance thing. It's not like, okay, I'm not going to teach. That would be being stubborn and silly and stupid to say, I'm not going to do anything that involves teaching English or any. No, I found a balance, and I thought, okay, he offered me two jobs, and one was tutoring and the other was actually teaching English. And here's the thing, this is what I would call shadow work. First of all, I was very grateful that the job he offered gave me the exact money that I need for my diploma. And second of all, I had to really think through if I wanted to accept the other job, which was actually teaching, something that I wasn't prepared for at all. And well, I decided to go for the first job, tutoring, which is great for me, but to reject the teaching job, even though it would give me even more money. And the reason I decided to do that is because just the thought of it put me in stress mode. My body clenched and tensed up, and I wouldn't have the time that I need to work on the other things that will get me closer to my goals, such as this podcast, such as my studies, etc., etc., etc. Because yes, I have decided to apply for school and start taking courses so that I can do that job that I really, really want to do, which I won't say for now, but you will know eventually. So basically, I would call that a result of attracting. I attracted into my life some income and the exact income that I need to pay for something that will get me closer to my goal. So I hope you can see the amount of lessons, healing, and practice I've had to do, manifestation practice I've had to do, and how important it is for me to be grateful for what I did attract into my life so that I can start receiving more. Like, the universe gave me exactly what I needed. I could get really greedy and say, well, that's not paying me half of what I made with my other job. That's being totally ungrateful. Or I could be grateful and say, fuck, hell yeah, I just attracted the money that I need to pay for a diploma that will get me to my goal, which is to make money from something that I really love. How amazing is that? Anyway, that's my story for today. This is what I'm going through right now. I hope you enjoy these episodes where I start sharing a bit about what I'm going through and the things that I'm learning. And yeah, it's very personal. It's very new for me. I don't know how it'll go, but I'm doing this because I really want to share stories that will help others who may be going through similar experiences or similar emotions to not only feel less lonely, but to find maybe some insight for their own lives into what I'm sharing. I don't want to tell anybody how to live their lives. I just want to share my own personal experiences and whatever happens, happens. If I can help one person listening to this, that would be amazing. So, just a little conclusion before I wrap this episode up. Yeah, shadow work. Guys, shadow work is facing the things that you don't want to see in yourself. For example, facing the limiting belief that I cannot make money from what I love, facing the limiting belief that, I tend to go for options that will give me money but that I don't like. In order for me to attract the jobs that I do enjoy, I need to say no to the jobs that I will not enjoy and try to not worry and be scared about money and not freak out, even if it means less money. That's shadow work, and that's the only way to attract. So attracting, you got to create space in your life to attract what you do want. It's the same with a relationship. If you want to attract the relationship that you want in your life, you got to break up with that person who you're having a relationship that's not making you happy. You can't just stick around with someone who you're miserable with and hope that you'll attract the person who you will be happy with. It doesn't work that way all the time. It can, but not all the time. It helps to create space in your life, but mostly for you to tackle the limiting beliefs you have, for you to heal wounds that you have, and for you to grow. And you will not attract what you want if you're thinking that you can't and that there's no way. And you gotta, strip down those limiting beliefs in order to attract what you do want. So anyways, I think I'm getting a little repetitive here. I hope you enjoy these solo episodes. I will see you next week. Stay tuned for this Sunday's episode all about metaphysical healing. Thank you so much for listening. I love you all. See you next week. Bye.